Hey Crafty Peeps! It's the first video in my fall decor DIYs. They are my favorite, I think, of the year. Oh, it's a tough one because I do love Christmas too, but I know that it's super hot where I live and I am craving fall weather. So let's get into today's DIYs.
I'm going to recreate this Kirkland sign using a piece of scrap wood. I buy like a crate of them from Facebook Marketplace for about 20 bucks, and I probably get at least 20 pieces of scrap wood. So we're going to call this like $1. So the Kirkland sign is actually a canvas, but I thought it would look really good on wood. And so I'm just covering it, as you see here, with the linen chalk paint from Rust-Oleum. And then once it's dry, I'm going to go ahead and put this vinyl down. I just use pink because it's something I had extra of, because I am going to peel these off. And this font is Aldine 721. And I'm just going to put this vinyl down, and then I'm going to paint over the top. And that's why it doesn't matter what color the vinyl is. And so the sign from Kirkland's is a 10 by 24, and this one is 8 by 16. That's the sign size I did. And once I get that all measured correctly, because I do not want it crooked, I'm going to go ahead and put the vinyl letters down. And then I'm going to take elephant chalk paint from Waverly, and I'm just going to paint over the whole thing. And once the chalk paint is dry, the fun part happens where I just peel the letters back, and then it will give kind of like a stencil look, so you won't see vinyl. I really like this look, and I haven't done a whole lot of kind of this reverse method before, and I really like it. And so the sign looked like it was a little bit distressed, so I went ahead and I took my sandpaper and just kind of ran it across to make it look distressed. Now, in hindsight, I think what I would have liked to have done is just to dry brush maybe like the slightest bit of the elephant across, but I was worried I might get too much paint down. So anyhow, I just go ahead and I just sand, and I just get kind of that rustic look, and that's it. This was like a super easy project, but I love the way it looks, and it just really adds something to my decor. And so theirs was $49.99, and I made mine for around $1. This project is inspired by something I saw at a store, and I'm blanking, but I think it was Hobby Lobby. So I have this pumpkin, the small one here, this white one is from the 99-cent store. The regular wood looking one is from the Target Dollar Spot. And then of course this one right here is from Dollar Tree. So all together it's $3 worth of pumpkins. So I'm just using my heat tool to remove this burlap piece off of the board. And then of course it leaves a lot of glitter, like so much glitter. So I will just take my sander and sand that down. And then over that piece, I'm going to just use this contact paper from Dollar Tree. This has been what I've been doing lately to finish off the backs of projects, and I'm really loving it because it makes it super easy since it's already sticky, and it usually has kind of a neutral background. So that is my little tip for you. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and cover this in white paint. It's linen from Rust-Oleum. And what is going to be so much fun is I'm going to add texture to this pumpkin. But first, I'm going to get the other two pumpkins ready as well. Now, I want to leave this. I like the natural wood, but of course it has this orange around the side. So I'm going to cover that up with the same paint. And again, this project is going to be very neutral. All of the projects in today's video are neutral. So got to get rid of that orange. And then I will cover the sides here, and then I will also paint the other little pumpkin with the same white paint. Before I paint this little pumpkin, I'm going to put on some of these pearl dots. I'm going to put them all around the outside of this little pumpkin. In my inspiration piece, which I know I have a picture of somewhere, and of course I can't find it now, because I actually made this project at least over a month ago, so yeah, I don't know where I put it. So, but anyhow, it had like little raised dots around the pumpkins, and so this worked great. And I've seen many creators do this as well. So I'm just going to, like I said, just make a border around this pumpkin, and then I will cover it in the paint. Okay, this is where the fun starts. This isn't new for me, but this is a template, a stencil from Dollar Tree, and you can see there's 9 different designs. So I cut out the one that I wanted, and then I'm using some of their lightweight spackling, also from Dollar Tree, and I just use my fingers. Is there a better way? Maybe. This is the way I chose. I felt like I could really push it into the stencil, and so I do that, and then I just lift it up. I go down to the next spot, and I keep doing that. It was really easy. It's messy, but easy. And then I just let it dry, and it made an amazing texture. And once I have all of those dried and complete, it's just time now to put them all together and add their bows. Now, you can't see the texture really well here on camera, but as soon as I should finish the tutorial, hopefully you'll be able to see it in my pictures. Now, this little grateful sign is just like this thankful one. They're both from Joann's. I got them for 49 cents, but I didn't want it to be as shiny, so I covered it in Mod Podge and then sprinkled it with cinnamon so that it would have kind of a galvanized, coppery, rustic look. rusted look, not rustic, although I guess that's the same. So I'm just taking my hot glue and my E6000, and I am gluing these all together, adding the bows and adding the grateful, and that is it. And it's just such a beautiful neutral piece. I am bummed because I just don't think the camera gives it justice. When I saw these velvet pumpkins at Dollar Tree this year, I was like, oh, I have to make a wreath. Now these ones in my hand are from the Target dollar spot, and then these bigger ones are from Dollar Tree. The wreath form is from Goodwill. I got it for, I think it said $3.75. But so many pretty velvet pumpkins. This welcome sign is from the 99-cent store, and as you know, there's lots of options with Dollar Tree signs as well. So I'm going to start with the sign here at the bottom, and then I can work my way around. Now, my workstation is pretty small, and so I have a hard time filming these bigger projects, but I have a plan to make my space bigger, and so hopefully I will be able to do that next week. Anyhow, you see here, I just put some jute on the back and glued it down, and then I will tie it to the wreath. And I'm using some E6000 as well because I do want to hang this on my door, and I live in a very hot climate, and so hot glue does not do well on wreaths for me in my hot climate. Okay, so now that I have that down, I can start putting together my wreath. So I'm going to just take these skewers here, and I'm going to insert them into the pumpkins. Now they all have like kind of like a styrofoam center, so they easily go into this inside the pumpkins. How gorgeous though are these pumpkins, and if you saw, they had so many beautiful colors, and later in this video I'm going to use some of the other gorgeous jewel tones, and I still had some left, like a rose pink and another color. Oh, they're just so pretty. These are all these flowers are from Dollar Tree, lots of different picks. I really wanted just to kind of make an over-the-top wreath, just something that is just gorgeous. Now, because of this type of wreath, I could just push the things down in there. I didn't have to do any gluing, which I loved. So I'm just going to cut apart a lot of my stems because I like to put them in individually because I can really, fill spaces the way I like.
If you're new here, welcome. My name is Lisa and I love all things DIY. I hope you're enjoying these videos, and if you do, it would be amazing if you liked, subscribed, and even shared. Also, I want to invite you over to Instagram, where I share all the projects I make here, as well as hauls, how I decorate, and other budget-friendly items. My name over there is $__mom, and I hope you'll join me there.
This charger was from Michael's that I got on clearance for $1. And this wood piece is from Joann's again. And I painted it in Pumpkin by Waverly. And the Thankful metal up there is from the Target Dollar Spot. So all I do is glue these down, and I just think it makes a beautiful fall piece.
Deep and abiding, liking for you is all I need. Until my heart gives in, I will do everything I can for you.
This dupe is definitely my favorite. The Kirkland sign is a 12 by 12, and I am able to also make a 12 by 12. So I'm going to use this canvas that I have in my stash, but I just looked it up on Michael's because I usually buy them in bulk, and it's $12.99 for 7 of them. So it comes out to be, with tax, around $2 a piece for one of these canvases. So what I'm going to do is kind of do a reverse canvas here. So I'm going to take the canvas off, and I just do that by cutting around the staples. Now you can pull all the staples out if you like, but that is way too much work for me, and I think swear words might happen if I try to do it that way. And this way works just fine. So I will go ahead and I will peel the canvas away, and we will be using this, so I will set it aside. Before I start painting this project, I'm going to put some of my catch surface down. It's a reusable surface that you can paint, and it just collects the paint and scraps and whatever, and then I just put it back down onto its backing when I'm done with it, and love, love, love this thing. It just, you know, keeps the paint off of my desk. So now I'm going to paint both the frame and the pumpkin, and I'm going to use some old paint. I think it's, oh, I forget, Apple Barrel, I don't remember what brand. It's just cheap Walmart paint for probably 75 cents. I'm just going to squirt a little bit in here with some water, and so that it will look more like a stain, and then I will just wipe the excess off, and I think it makes a really neat look. Okay, I'm going to do the reverse vinyl method once again, and these fonts are, for the cursive, they're, I already forgot what I said, oh, hello. Hello, the text is Brickley script, and then for the fall, it's just Arial, just good old Arial. So I will go ahead and put this down. Now here is probably the hardest part, but not really that hard, is when I'm painting over this, I'm not painting the whole pumpkin. I'm just going to paint the outline of the pumpkin. So I take one of my flat, straight brushes here, and I'm going to slowly go around the edge of the pumpkin. Now, of course, I speed it up for you, but I really took my time in going around so that I was leaving that wood border. So once I get my outline, I will paint over the whole inner portion. While that is drying, I'm going to go over here now and work with the canvas. So I'm using some washi tape that I have in my stash, but Dollar Tree, it does sell it. And what's great about washi tape is it comes up really easily, but it also helps get you those straight lines. So I went ahead and I measured this out, and I think it was like about an inch in from where I cut it, and I put a piece of washi tape. Now I put another piece right next to it, and then I'm putting a third strip next to it. And then what I will do is I'll peel up that middle strip. Now I have a perfect, measurement there of my stripe. Now in the Kirkland's one, it was 3 stripes, and mine is only going to be 2. And that's just because I think I used a thicker tape. So anyhow, I end up liking how it looks. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tape all of this down. So I will have 2 stripes, big space, 2 stripes, big space, 2 stripes. And then once I get all my washi tape down, I'm going to go ahead and use elephant chalk paint to fill in those stripes. once I peel up the tape, I'm just going to take my little nail file here and I'm just going to kind of distress just a little bit to give it that extra rusticness. And now that my background's complete, I'm going to come over here and work on my pumpkin. So my Rust-Oleum paint is kind of getting to its end. It's getting kind of thick. I need a new can. So it was thick and it didn't go on super smooth. So I'm kind of just running my piece of sandpaper over it just to kind of smooth the paint out, because it kind of, you could see some brush strokes and it was bugging me. So now is the fun part again, peeling up the vinyl and revealing that wood look underneath. And now it's just a matter of assembling everything. So I put my pumpkin down on the background, kind of check out where it all is going to lay. And first things first is I'm going to actually get that canvas onto the back of this frame again. And so I will hold it taut and use my staple gun and add, you know, that to the back of the frame. And real quick here, I'm just doing a quick gray, it's like a gray denimish bow that I will add on to the pumpkin at the end. And that's it, just putting it all together, and this is complete. I love this sign. It's just so different. I love the colors in it. So it's definitely one of my favorite dupes I've done. I was able to make this for around $4, and Kirkland's wanted $34.99 for theirs. So I am going to use this gorgeous paper pack. It is called Hello Autumn, and it is from Echo Park. And there's just so many elements. Some of the papers have, you know, cards you can cut out. As you can see on that first page, it's stickers. Again, it's just beautiful. They do have another one out for this year that's just as cute. Okay, so for this project, I'm going to take this little box from Dollar Tree, and I saw another DIYer heat this up, and then it takes the paper off. And so it worked on this front piece of paper like a charm, but it didn't work on the back piece, but that's no problem because I'm covering it anyway. But I wanted to show you how that worked. Now, I didn't mind the round part, but it wasn't going to be tall enough. So I'm going to use one of the little square planks that Dollar Tree sells, and that's just going to give me a little more height. And as you can see, I'm going to glue it right here. I've pre-cut my paper, so you didn't have to watch me cut it, and I will just use my tape runner here to adhere it onto the little wood plank. Now, I'm not sure why my video is a little jumpy. I will say that I just went on vacation into the woods and I was editing these on my phone, so maybe they saved funny. Anyhow, you saw me use my little ladybug vacuum, which is great when I am sanding or have little pieces I need to pick up. Now this is a distressing tool. It works kind of like if you were to use the edges of your scissors, but I find that I don't accidentally cut chunks out of my paper. And so it's really old. I will try to link something similar if this company still doesn't make one. So I will link something below. And so you can see I'm just distressing the edges. I like to give it that extra texture. And again, I'm just layering these papers. As you can see, they're double-sided. There's so many options. I decide that my plank here just needs a little extra, so I'm taking my brown little chalk pad here, ink pad, and I'm just going to brush it around. If you don't have this, you can just use paint and a chip brush, and that will work just as well. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and add the cute little sentiment here. And as you can see, that little pumpkin's 25 cents. I can't remember if that was that was actually one of the papers that I cut out, not a sticker. And then I'll go ahead and I cut a little piece of paper just to go inside to cover the, I don't know what you want to call it, the image, but you don't really see it anyway. And then I've cut a couple papers here for the front of the box, and the little orange piece you see up there with the tags, with the trees. It says something like, "I'm so thankful for Octobers," and I just think it's so cute. If you don't have a tape runner, you can use double stick tape. You can just use your regular glue. You can Mod Podge it on as well. Again, I'm going to distress this little piece of paper to give it that same look that I did on the upper piece. And now I'm going to use one of these little hay bales from Dollar Tree, and it fits right in there. I got to push it down a little bit. Now, in order for it to not like shed everywhere, I took some of their spray glue and I just sprayed it over the top, and it just kind of made it so it won't, get hay everywhere. And then I got one of these stems also from Dollar Tree, as well as those cream pumpkins at the top. Those are also from Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to take them and arrange them there on the hay bale and glue them down with a hot glue gun. And that's it for this project, and I just think it turned out so stinking cute. My pumpkins there didn't have little tops, so I just kind of stole them from somewhere else. But look how cute this is, just adding some paper, and oh my gosh, I just love how this turned out. When I saw this yard stake at Dollar Tree, I could tell the potential of this pumpkin because, again, texture, and you know I love texture. So I'm just peeling off that goodness, well, I don't know why, like the straw bow. I feel like there's another word for it and I'm blanking. Anyhow, I'm just cleaning that up, getting the glue, the hot glue that was once there off. And then I'm going to cover this in my same Rust-Oleum and linen chalk paint. Now I'm going to take this Waverly chalk paint and I believe hazelnut and cover the leaves and stem here. And then I am going to take some of, I think it's antique wax. I'm going to have to wait till it pops into the screen. Anyhow, and I'm just going to rub it over the pumpkin itself so that you can see the texture. Oh no, I guess I just used the same color. Look at me. I can't remember what I do. Okay, so yes, I just used the same color. Now you see I got a little bit too much in one area. I tell you, I do that all the time. But I just took my little sanding block and sanded the spots off where I got a little heavy-handed with the paint. I have this 12 by 12 frame in my stash, and I'm going to tell you that it's at least 12 years old. At least. I may hang on to things for a little too long, but look, I'm using it now. So this was actually to display a scrapbook page, and I am a scrapbooker, and that was what I was going to do with it apparently 12 years ago, and I'm just now using it. It has a little plastic thing in the front. It's not even glass, so I'm getting rid of that. I'm not going to use it. I grabbed this piece of paper out of my scrapbook stash because, of course, I have plenty of pattern paper. And I'm just going to glue it down with my glue stick on the cardboard backing that came with the frame. And then I'm just going to trim it down because the paper is just a hair bigger than the frame. Now this is something new from Dollar Tree, and they're not window clings, but they're wall stickers. So they actually just stick down, whereas with the window clings, you have to Mod Podge them down. So I thought that was really neat, and I got a couple sheets of them, but this is the first project I used them on. So just gluing down that pumpkin, and I added that sticker. I'm going to put that straw bow back on. Raffia, that's the word, raffia. Bow back on that it came with it, and that's complete. And I just think this is a cute neutral sign for your fall decor. I'm going to start by covering these fall letters in Antique Wax by Waverly. I'm going to use this sign from Dollar Tree. I was so excited to find these signs. Did you find them too? I'm kind of bummed I didn't buy a bunch because I can cut the pumpkin part off and make some really cool home decor signs. But anyhow, I did get a few. So these word stickers up there are from Hobby Lobby, and I just put antique wax over the word happy. I'm going to use some of this ribbon from Dollar Tree as well. I just love it. It's like a burlappy, lacy look. So I'm just going to run that down the side of the sign. Then I'm going to put down my letters, and then that I just add the two stems from that you see at the top of the screen there. What a beautiful stem that Dollar Tree carries, and I really like the greenery. A lot of times their greenery looks really like it's pretty bad, but this particular one I really like, and I bought several bundles of it. That's pretty much it for this sign. It's very simple, but I love the neutral colors of it, and I really added a nice addition to my fall decor. I may have squealed when I saw these white pumpkins at Dollar Tree this year because I can't tell you how many orange ones I painted white last year, and it was a pain in the butt. So it's so nice to have them white already. So I'm taking this ribbon from Dollar Tree as well. It's kind of a lacy cream ribbon, and I'm just going to go ahead and wrap the pumpkin in this. Now you saw that I made a hole. I made that hole for two reasons. One, that's where my ribbon is going to kind of get pushed down in, and then it's also where I can push in a stem when this is complete. And I'll just use a twig that was from Dollar Tree 2 years ago, and I cannot believe they have not brought those back into the stores. But of course, twigs are probably in your yard, so it's not really that big of a deal. So I just, as you saw here, I just go all the way around and glue on both sides, and I just continue this process until I get all the way around. And I do believe it took me 3 of these things of ribbon. I can't remember if it was 2 or 3. Buy 3 if you're going to make it, because I promise you, you'll use this ribbon for something else if it was only 2. I think it was 3. And that's it. I just used, at the end, I just used a little metal leaf that I popped off one of the Dollar Tree signs, another sign, and I just used that and a little twig, and that's it. And it's just such a beautiful little neutral pumpkin that just adds to the decor. As you see here, it is all put together. This video is inspired by this pumpkin paper that I picked up at Hobby Lobby. I loved the green and the buffalo check in it. And then I'm using this sign from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to take it all apart and pull out the little staples. And then I'm just going to trace these pieces onto the paper. Now I did number them just in case they got separated and I got confused. So there's a little tip for you. Because a couple pieces do look similar. And so now I'm just going to make a pattern. I decide to put the busier paper with the pumpkins on it on the top and the bottom. Now, when you're tracing this, make sure you flip it over and see what the pattern is going to look like, because you don't want to have like upside down pumpkins. So I kind of flip it over and I put my piece where I think it's going to look good. And then I will trace around that and cut it out. And I will do that for all 3, all 5 of the pieces there. And then on the top piece, it has a little piece of metal, like a little metal saying, as you see there, that autumn. So I'm just going to pop that off, and I'm going to use it as the template because I do like the brown stem, and I do leave that. So I'll go ahead and just pop that off and trace it, and then I'm going to just trace out all my pieces and cut them out, and then I will Mod Podge them onto the sign.
I pull into your driveway, it's a Saturday night. You look like $1,000,000 wearing that dress I like. You're smiling, but there's something missing in your...
And I'm going to flip over all the pieces, and then I will put my own little twine ribbon on the back to put it back together, just like the sign was the way it came. I just liked the little twine I used better. You can use ribbon, whatever you like. You see the buffalo check ribbon there, that would be really cute too. And so I'll go ahead and just hot glue that down.
Eyes, girl, I can tell that you have something on your mind. But but I will make you forget all your sorrows. Let go like there's no tomorrow. Let's have a drink, just relax, all your problems will fade. If you're ready for a good time, count on me. There's a party in the backyard, dance your problems away. I'm all about the good vibes, I know you're all about the good vibes. Do you know how much I love?
I picked up this word sign gather from Joann's. It was on sale for 49 cents, and then I just painted it white. I just got this glue. I really like it. It's called Barely Art. I'll link it down below, but it has a super fine tip, so it's really good for small spaces like this. I was sick of my glue being everywhere, and so I really like it. Once I glue that down, I will just glue on my little buffalo check simple ribbon there, and this project's done. Just think it's so beautiful, and I think it looks high-end. You'll have to let me know what you think down in the comments.
Love you, wanna see you smile. Where's that happy girl that I know with a heart on fire? I'll do anything to make it fine, but I can tell that you have something on your mind right now. But I will make you forget.
Pillow covers are super easy to dupe. So I started out with this pillow that I picked up at the 99-cent store for $3.99. I thought it was super cute for Halloween. But what I thought would be a good idea is to flip it over and put a fall thing on it. And that way it would be like a dual pillow. So I go ahead and I take the bottom apart and I pull all the stuffing out. And now if you just want a plain pillow cover, they sell them at Hobby Lobby for $3.99. So same exact price for a pillow cover ready to go. And now I want to just prep my cover here by pressing it down. This is my heat press that I received from Vivo Home, and it's a really helpful thing to have. I am not a big fan of the iron, and I can't believe how fast it is by using this. And they are really quick with shipping, so you get it within like 2 to 4 days when you order from this company. They even gave me a discount code. It's a 12% off by using my name, Lisa, L-I-S-A. Again, I will put that down below in my description. So for my first layer, I'm doing the orange leaf, and as you saw, I was measuring it to make sure I centered it. Then I put the Teflon paper piece that comes with the heat press in between the image and my heat press, and I heat it down for 15 seconds, and that's all it takes. Once that has cooled down, then you can lift the paper or the backing off of the heat transfer vinyl. And I go really slow just because this was my very first time doing this, and I couldn't believe how easy it was, and now I want to make pillow covers for everything. Now, how did I get this exact looking vinyl look? Well, what I did is I just designed it myself in Design Space, and it wasn't very hard. The only part that was hard for me was finding a circle that was thin enough, the lining, because all of them were like super thick. So I went into Creative Fabrica, which is a graphic site where you can download SVGs, and I've been using them for about a year. They have so many amazing freebies, and the circle here just cost me $1 to download, and then I just typed my words in, and it was super easy to make. So also Creative Fabrica was nice enough to also give me a deal for you guys, and right now you can have unlimited access to their site for only $1 for a whole month. So again, that will be linked below. Now I flipped my cover inside out, and I'm just going to heat my image from the inside or on the back side of the image for about 10 seconds. You see me kind of moving it around here, and that's just because this is a 9x9 press and my image was bigger than that. But that's it. That is all I had to do to make this cute pillow cover. I just put the stitching or the stuffing back into it, and stitched it back up. I actually stitched it back up with hot glue to make it a lot easier. So the Kirkland's pillow is normally $34.99, and I made this for just $5. When I saw these gorgeous jewel tones, I knew I had to make an arrangement, and so I grabbed some. You know what, I don't end up using those rub-ons, but they matched perfectly. So you could definitely rub them on a vase or whatever if you like. I just ended up not using them. I didn't want to take away from the beauty of the florals and the pumpkins. So this is just a tin that is from the Dollar Tree, and I spray painted it with a rose gold spray paint. And I just thought it worked better. You can see the stems of the pumpkins have a goldness to them, and so I didn't think the silver tin looked great. So I really thought this was a neat stem from Dollar Tree, and it's actually pretty hefty. So I could only find one, so I just kind of pull it apart so that way it gets to be on all sides of the arrangement. Just take the skewers and poke them right into the bottom of the pumpkins, and just start arranging. And I don't love this view. I need to start doing some where you can see it from a different view. But I'm just going to start arranging these down into the floral foam there. That's about it. It's just really, really pretty, these colors. I have this really pretty mesh ribbon in my stash. I'm telling you, it's probably 10 years old. It was like perfect for this. I'm just going to cut off a few little strips. I'm going to take end to end and just pinch it together. And because it's wire, I can still press it down into the floral foam. I'm sorry I didn't get it on film very well. And I unfortunately lost some of the footage, but this is how it turned out. I did just clip on that flower down at the bottom of the vase. That is also from Dollar Tree, and that's it. It was really easy to make, and it's so gorgeous. I want to have it out year round. For this project, I'm going to use one of these big pumpkin signs from Dollar Tree, as well again as some more from this kit. But this is my absolute favorite project that I made in this. And I'm just showing you how you can add paper and elements to a project and just make a gorgeous piece of art, home decor. So I cut out my paper that I want to be in the background. And I've chosen this plaid paper. And then I'm just going to start cutting out some elements. I pick one of these cards here, and like I said, I love this aqua color. And I'm just going to start cutting pieces of paper. And this is my method. I don't always have an idea of how this is going to look. I just start cutting pieces of paper and laying them down and just arranging them and just till I see what I like. And so I knew this one, I just kind of wanted to have an off-center mat, and then I knew that I wanted to have a strip that went across the pumpkin, and so I just start working there.
I pull into your driveway, it's a Saturday night. You look like $1,000,000 wearing that dress I like. You're smiling, but there's something missing in your eyes. Girl, I can tell that you have something on your mind. But I will make you forget all your sorrow.
And here I decide that I really don't want my piece of paper here to cover the entire pumpkin. So I just do about 1/4 of an inch. I just freehand around. And since the background of this pumpkin is that perfect orange color, that will now be my border, and I like it much better.
There's no tomorrow. Let's have a drink, just relax, all your problems will fade. If you're ready for a good time, count on me. There's a party in the backyard, dance your problems away. I'm all about the good vibes, I know you're all about the good vibes. Do you know how much I love you, wanna see you smile? Where's that happy girl that I know with a heart on fire?
I picked up these embellishments last year in the Target dollar spot, and oh my gosh, it was all these wood words for $1. And then this little burlap leaf is also from Dollar Tree. So now I'm just going to go through and start distressing my pieces of paper again, and I'm just going to start layering elements. Now with stickers, what I do is I cut the stickers out so that way I can kind of place them around until I decide where I like them, and then I can stick them down. So that way, like I said, I can play around. And I'm going to use some of my foam tape from Dollar Tree as well, and I'm just going to pop up several elements, and this just gives it more dimension and more texture. So I'm just going to let you watch now as I play around with the elements, and tell me what you think of a project like this. Would you recreate it?
Sorrows, let go like there's no tomorrow. Let's have a drink, just relax, all your problems will fade. If you're ready for a good time, count on me. There's a party in the backyard, dance your problems away. I'm all about the good vibes, I know you're all about the good vibes. We are all about the good vibes. We are all about the good times. Dance until it feels alright, all night. We're all about the good vibes, all about the good vibes. I will make you forget all your sorrows. Let go like there's no tomorrow. Let's have a drink, just relax, all your problems will fade. If you're ready for a good time, count on me. There's a party in the backyard, dance your problems away. I'm all about the good vibes, I know you're all about the good vibes. Let's have a drink, just relax, all your problems will fade. If you're ready for a good time, count on me. There's a party in the backyard, dance your problems away. I'm all about the good vibes, I know you're all about the good vibes. We are all about the good vibes. We are all about the good times. Dance until it feels alright, all night. We're all about the good vibes, all about the good vibes. 2 a.m. in the car, playing our favorite song. Turn it up, windows down. We sing along. The summer night has just begun. The moon is bright, let's have some fun. Oh, this is everything with you right next to me. So alive, and tonight I'm thinking that I don't wanna go. Calling sick in the morning, baby, don't leave. They don't need to know we're out here wild and free. They say we're crazy, it's too much. And yeah, we're crazy, deep in love. Oh, this is everything with you right next to me.
I've made a couple different things with this wreath form, but I wanted to do something really different. So I'm making it not 3D anymore by just clipping these off. Now at first I was trying to just like cut right through them and I was having a hard time. And then when I just kind of bent it back and forth like 2 or 3 times, it popped right off. So do that. You just have to clip one side, but then the other side you can just, bend back and forth and it just pops right off. So you're going to want to do that on all of these 3D pieces and then cut it at the top stem so that we can string the beads onto it. And with the wood beads, I had a bunch in my stash because I've just been buying all these different sizes. So I will do my best to link down in below which sizes I used. I know this was a pack I bought off Amazon and it had 3 sizes in it. So I do believe this is the largest and the middle size. So I'm just going to alternate medium, large, halfway around the wreath frame. So I decide to put a pool noodle on this second side so that I can put my floral arrangement in. So I cut the little top part off. I wasn't exactly sure how that would work, and there may be a better method, but it ends up working for me. So you could try it that way, or maybe you have a better way. And then because of the shape of this, it kept poking through the pool noodle, so I decided to cut it in 2 pieces so that I could thread it onto that size better. And then I just glue the 2 pieces together, and I wrap green like painter's tape. I think it's like that frog painter's tape. And I wrap that around the whole pool noodle, mostly just to cover up the red because we don't need red. Okay, so here is the part where I reattach this. And in hindsight, because I didn't know how my florals were all going to look, I probably would have just used an alternative for this because you don't really see it once the florals are on. But all I do is just string it back on with my twine. I just run it around and around until it's attached again. And then I do that on the other side as well, and it stayed just fine. Okay, now that I have it all put back together, it's ready for the florals. I got this bouquet at Walmart. I want to say it was $5.76. I do know it was under $6. And it has these, it's called the Peony and Pumpkin Bouquet. I thought the little buffalo checks were super cute, but they did not go in this neutral decor, so I set them aside. And if you watched my last farmhouse Halloween video, they made an appearance in that one. So I just cut down all of the florals, and I am going to just start putting them here into this pool noodle. Now you'll notice I flipped it over and my floral side of the pumpkin is now on the left. I don't know why, but for me, the heavy side of a wreath is always the left side. Do you have that same thing? Do you pick a side, or are you like equal opportunities? Sometimes it's right, sometimes it's left. Yeah, for me, it always has to be on the left. I don't know why. So again, to get it to stick in between the tape, I just use my little poker, and then it leaves a hole for me. Normally, if you didn't put tape around it, you wouldn't have that problem. But since I taped all the way around it, because I only had a red pool noodle, that is what's working best for me. So go ahead, and I always start from the top, the bottom, and then I work my way towards the middle. So I didn't love how I could still see the pool noodle, even though it has green tape. So I take some of this reindeer moss, and I just take some hot glue, and I just put it all the way around anywhere where you might still see the pool noodle. Then I just tied a simple bow with some of this ribbon from Dollar Tree, and I added it to the top, and it is complete. One thing I didn't mention is I did wrap twine around the stem, but you can see here, you don't see it a whole lot, and so that's where I was telling you earlier, you could probably do something else for the stem. This is another easy dupe to make, especially with some Dollar Tree products. So this is one of the Cathedral Signs from Dollar Tree. I had already spray painted it gray for another project that I ended up not using, so it was all ready to go for me. And I just grabbed a couple of these picks, also from Dollar Tree, and I just arrange them down onto this, just like in the picture. Now they kind of had theirs hanging, like more where the flowers and pumpkins were facing downward, and I just chose to face them upward because I just prefer that look. But other than that, that's pretty much what I did. I just used the picks that I had, and then I used gray gingham bow, so it's like the one in the picture, and that's it. It was a super easy project, and I really think it adds a lot to my fall decor. I was able to dupe this Kirkland's item for only $4, saving $15. For this project, I'm going to use this out of the 2021 calendar, no, 2022 calendar. Anyhow, I'm making over this palette sign that I used once before with a calendar page, and I didn't care for it anymore, so I thought I will make it over. So originally, I had put down a piece of cardboard because this paper is very thin. And this calendar piece is from the calendar that says Farmer's Market on it, and it has like vegetables all over the front. And now I'm just measuring the piece of cardboard, and I will cut this down to size and then just use a glue stick to adhere it down to that cardboard.
You look at me like I'm crazy when I shut my feelings out. You look at me like I'm different, still you stay cause you feel something real. Get so lost in my moments, doesn't mean I don't need you. I fell in love with your colors, they kinda tell me what I'm thinking. I fell in love with the way we are and the way we lose it.
I'm going to use some Dollar Tree florals to add to the top corner there and embellish it. And then I will just, I'll glue these down and I'll add a ribbon. And that's it for this project. This is like super easy, but I think it looks super high end and I just love it. Also, this palette sign was from Target, and it was in their like crafty section, not the dollar spot, but back where they have some of their craft supplies.
And the reason why we stay, we fly around like paper planes, they never know where we will fall. Nobody can see us, still they wanna tear us apart. There's something different about the way we are. There's something different about us. There's something different about us. We're pouring cup after cup after cup. Yeah, it's just the way we do it. Anything just to block out the real life, real life. Yeah, we're loving the way they think we're so messed up, Even if what we're doing is bad, there's so many emotions, sharing stories that we never had. Yeah, none is real. I think we're searching for reasons not to be like them. We fly around like paper planes, they never know where we will fall. Nobody can see us, still they wanna tear us apart. There's something different about the way we are. There's something different about us. There's something different about us. There's something different about the way we are. There's something different about the way we are.
I purchased this from Joann. I love their unfinished wood pieces, and I'm going to use this Dollar Tree sign. And I'm going to use some of their contact paper just to cover up the back there. No, yeah, not the back, the front. I actually kept the back as is because I think it's a really cute Halloween sign. So this is a reversible sign. But anyhow, if you're wondering how I colored the harvest sign there with the bicycle, I just used my chalk markers. It makes it super easy, and I will link those markers down below. They're my absolute favorite, and it's so much easier than trying to paint. So this is a pretty, again, simple project. It's just I'm going to, glue these things together. I love putting contact paper on signs, especially if I'm just trying to finish off the back. I like the contact paper because it's sticky and it looks good. And so definitely pick up a few rolls of those from Dollar Tree.
Wish that I could stay in this moment forever, so I can hold you in my arms. I will carry you on my shoulders as long as I'm able.
And once I get that glued down, I gotta add a bow there at the top. And this is just gonna be one of those easy bows where you just kind of lay the pieces down. And that burlap is from Dollar Tree, and so is the buffalo check. And then I think up at the top, I want to say that is from Michael's, the little piece at the top. That's it, another super easy project.
Till my heart gives in, I will do everything I can for you. You will grow up in the blink of an eye and move out and beyond your own. But no matter what comes your way, I will stay right here beside you to catch you if you fall. And deep and abiding, liking for you is all I need. Until my heart gives in, I will do everything I can for you.
For this project, I'm going to make over this little chalkboard sign from Dollar Tree. And first, I'm just going to paint it with this kind of minty green color from Plaid and Apple Barrel, it says. It was in my stash. And this is what it looks like. Afterwards, it matched that mint color in the paper pack perfectly. And here's just another piece that I cut out from the pack. And I'm just going to tape it down. Super simple, super simple. And then this cute little banner sticker was also in that kit, and I am just going to stick it down onto this piece of twine and make it go across the top of the sign.
I've been running down the empty streets, blindfolded by misbeliefs. I've been back to where we met, all the moments and regrets. I've been searching empty alleys, called your name out in the prairies. The sunlight shades, but what remains is the shade of you. I gotta hold on. The memories are here, but you are gone. You
And to finish this sign up, I'm going to add a couple of these cream pumpkins from Dollar Tree. They're little, call them picks, and I just cut them down and glue them onto the sign, and then the sign is complete. I think it turned out so cute.
Persistent like a fever, those places where you try to hide. I promise I will.
This is another long lost piece I found in my stash. I do know that I got it at Joann's, and I know you can find wood cut out pumpkins pretty much anywhere. So I'm just going to take my linen chalk paint from Rust-Oleum, and I'm going to use my chip brush and just lightly brush across it. I just want to give it that whitewashed look. I'm just going to take some neutral embellishments now and make this pumpkin over. This ribbon is actually from the spring line at Michael's. I always pick this stuff up on clearance. This does not say spring to me, although obviously it could be spring, and I use it year round. So I'm just tying a simple bow, the kind that you use when you tie your shoes. And I just like to make these simple bows a lot of the time. I also have a little tag you see off to the side. The one part I just printed off of my printer, and I used the font Skinny, and I got that idea from Melinda over at FaithChick77, and then I have a couple little other wood embellishments there. The Grateful, I think this is Grateful, is from the Target Dollar Spot, as well as the wood leaves, those are from both there, and then the little acorn is from a little shop that I buy some wood pieces from. Alright, nice and easy bow. This is the wire jute from Dollar Tree. Just so that it doesn't unravel, I put a little bit of glue around the top. Make sure that I have it wide enough that I can cut in between where I glued, if that makes sense. So that way it won't unravel. And then I'm just going to wrap it around a pencil to give it that curly tendril that will go up above my pumpkin. I'm just going to distress the edges here, and I'm using my little distressing tool. I don't see this one as still available. However, another one that I also own and can't find right now, but I can tell you where that one's from, and I'll link it down below. But I love having a little distressing tool. I feel like it doesn't cut up my paper quite as bad like scissors do. So I'm just going to take some of my double stick tape, stick this down, and luckily this is from Target Dollar Spot, are self-adhesive. That's always nice. They're like little stickers. I'm going to take my crocodile here and make a hole. Of course, you could just use a regular hole punch. This is just what's in my craft studio, and it makes punching holes super easy. I'm going to kind of faux hang it. I'm not really going to hang it from the top, but it's going to look like it's hanging. So just kind of always when I'm embellishing, I always just kind of play around with placement. I lay things down before I glue anything down, and I just kind of decide where do I like. So does the leaf look good at the top there by the stem, or do I want it by my tag? I do decide to put it by my tag. So again, I'm just going to adhere all this down, and it makes a really pretty neutral decor piece to add to all my fall decorations. I like to make double-sided seasonal signs, so I took this one from St. Patrick's Day, and I'm going to flip it over and make this on the other side. And then I just need to sand the glitter off so that I can put this calendar piece down. This Ladybug vacuum is literally the best thing I have, especially with glitter. It just gets it right off of my surface. Okay, so I'm just going to draw around where I want to cut my calendar piece. Now this calendar is something I purchased last year. It is the same designer that did the calendars last year. This was just another calendar she made and sold on her Etsy site. I believe she sells the print, so I will link her Etsy below, and hopefully you can find something similar. But there are ones out this year for 2021 that also have similar pages on it. What I loved is that it was this green, just like that paper I used in the last project, and so it just went perfectly. Now, as you see, I just glued that down, and then I'm going to sand around the whole thing, and that just gives it a nice finished edge. I highly recommend sanding anytime you have paper. Okay, I'm going to take this little plaque sign from Dollar Tree. Obviously, I had leftover from May. I think it was the Day of the Dead, but these come out every season, so they're always there. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to break 3 sides of it off. And what I'm doing is I'm making a little stand for the sign. Now, originally, like I said, I was going to make this just a double-sided sign that I could use for both St. Patrick's Day and fall, but this project evolved, and I decided to make a stand, and so basically I will not be using that sign anymore for St. Patrick's Day, so that just means I get to make more crafts next year. So I'm just going to take that piece and I'm going to cover it with some of this buffalo check paper that I do believe I got at Hobby Lobby too. I'm just scoring it right where it's going to bend, and then I will glue it down. And then what I forget is that I did have to put glue back in that little crevice there for it to stand up. So you'll see me add a little glue there here in a second. And then I did lose a little footage here. My camera shut off, but basically I just glue this onto the sign here. See, I think you get to see that I just glue the big piece onto this little stand. And I just have to cut off the excess paper here. I measured it big on purpose because I didn't know when I bent it how much it would like kind of shrink up. Again, I'm going to sand around all of the edges. Then I decide my sign is just a little blah, so I go around the edges with just my black chalk ink, and I just kind of distress it a little bit and just gives it like a little bit more of a border.
All your sorrows, let go like there's no tomorrow. Let's have a drink, just relax, all your problems will fade. If you're ready for a good time, count on me. There's a party in the backyard, dance your problems away. I'm all about the good vibes, I know you're all about the good vibes. We are all about the good vibes. We are all about the good times. Dance until it feels alright, all night.
Okay, so now I'm taking 3 of these mini velvet pumpkins from Dollar Tree, and I just sit them there on the sign. I just think that looks so cute. And I just added a little buffalo check bow up in the corner, and this project's complete. I do love when I have a freestanding sign because there's only so many you can hang up. So super, super love the way this one turned out. I'm going to make over this little drawer box from Dollar Tree, and I've cut out square pieces of paper from the paper pack, and I'm going to go ahead and Mod Podge them down onto the box. I'm also going to turn the drawer around so that you don't see that little flower, and I'll add a tumbling tower block to the front for a little drawer pull. In this video, I'm trying to make some little fun elements that you wouldn't normally have in your decor, just to give things a little bit more interest. And so I'll go ahead, like I said, and I will Mod Podge that all down onto my box. And then I went around with my sander and I sanded all the edges, and you can see how it leaves kind of like a white border. That's what I love about double-sided paper. It usually has like a white core, and so when you sand it, it looks really good and finished. And then I'm taking one of these wood tags from Dollar General, and I added some paper to it. And then I'm going to take one of the stickers from the paper pack, and then I do decide to raise it up with some foam tape. I take a little bit of burlap ribbon and attach it to the top. And then I use a little piece of the tumbling tower block that was cut down from another project, and I'll glue that to the back of this tag so that it can stand up. And then I'll just decorate inside of the drawer, and I really like how this added something different to my fall decor. Dollar Tree always puts the cutest ornaments out for all their seasons, and so I will be making a garland out of them. I've cut some of the plain papers out in pumpkins, and then some with these sayings. I will also cut out, and they fit on these pumpkins perfectly, and I just love the way it looks. I will sand around these again like I did in the last project. It really just finishes it off.
You are gone. You say we're through. It's true, me and you. Your painful words distract the view. Don't you feel it too? In the search for you, I pursue. Maybe I can make a change and feel like I do.
And now I'm going to string these along a piece of twine, and I did go ahead and punch the holes back into the stems there. And then I did color these beads here with Pumpkin from Waverly, and I just add a little bit of water and paint into a bowl, and then I just roll the beads around. And then I got these cute little pom-poms from Joann's last year on clearance, and I will add those, and then some of these other smaller wooden beads that I got on Amazon. Both wooden beads are from Amazon, and I will link those below. So I decide on a pattern. I'm going to do small bead, orange bead, the little puff there, the pom-pom, and then I will do big bead, small bead, and then pumpkin. Now at first I try to put the needle through the pom-pom, and it just wasn't happening. So what I decided to do is just leave a space for the pom-pom, and then I hot glued it on. And once I do all that, when I string them through each one, that garland is complete. I just think it looks so cute with all the different elements, and it was super easy to make. Now if you want to see how I made those beads, how I painted them, I will show a 4th of July video I did where I do show my process. But again, it's just putting the beads in a bowl that has a little bit of water and a little bit of paint and rolling them around.
the monsters under your bed. Deep in the biting, liking for you is all I need. Until my heart gives in, I will do everything I can for you.
One of my sweet viewers sent me this little house here, or excuse me, not a house, lantern from Dollar Tree. I think it's from Dollar Tree, and it's so cute. So I am just going to pop the light out. I'm not going to use it for this project. And I'm just going to take some of this really pretty, it's like a, I don't know what you would call it. It's kind of soft. I don't know what leaf it is, but I just thought that pretty green is going to be really nice to add to this. I just add 3 little pieces inside my lantern. And then I'm just going to cut out a little piece of cardboard again in the shape of that circle, and this is just going to close up that bottom. Once I do that, I'm going to take 2 of the little velvet pumpkins from Dollar Tree, and so I used 3 in the other project, and I'm using 2 in this one, so for $1 I got to use it in 2 different projects. And then because I'm just going to tape this on, and then because the little pumpkins are just like stuffed, I can just squeeze them through the little window here of the lantern, and it's super easy to just kind of play around with inside there. And then I'll add the little buffalo check ribbon to the top, and then this project's complete. I love, love, love how this looks. I don't feel like the picture does it justice. It's just super cute. And again, another cute element for this vignette. This is a really fun one to put together. I just grabbed this frame from Dollar Tree and these rub-ons also from Dollar Tree. Well, some are stickers, some are rub-ons. What's neat about this is it's actually 2 pieces of glass. It took me a second to figure that out, but you sandwich the picture in between the 2 pieces of glass. So it's really cool. I'm not going to use it that way, but that's a cool sign. So I'm just going to take just the 1 glass there and rub on this one again from Dollar Tree. It shows it on like a little wine glass, but you can use it as a regular rub on. Of course, I am putting it on glass. And then I'm going to take those beautiful leaf stickers and just decorate the frame. And that's it. Another super easy fall decor piece. You'll have to let me know down in the comments which one was your favorite, or which one you think you might try.
You look at me like I'm crazy when I shut my feelings out. You look at me like I'm different, still you stay cause you feel something real. Get so lost in my moments, doesn't mean I don't need you. I fell in love with your colors, they kinda tell me what I'm thinking. I fell in love with the way we are and the way we lose it. There's something different about us, and the reason why we stay. We fly around like paper planes, they never know where we will fall. Nobody can see us, still they wanna tear us apart. There's something different about the way we are.
For this project, I'm just making over this a little sign that I picked up at Dollar General, and I know that Dollar Tree carries similar signs. And then I just had kind of a raised little piece here that I'll pop off. And then I'm taking some of that green paper that I used in the first project and adding that down to the sign. So you'll see up in the top right part of the screen those little pumpkin stickers. I did purchase those at Hobby Lobby, and I thought they matched the paper that I bought there perfectly, and maybe it's even by the same designer. But anyhow, those stickers are $4.99 regularly. They were 50% off, so for $2.50, I thought those were some super cute stickers. And then at the other part, the wood shapes, I bought those at the Target dollar spot last year, and they're just little adhesive wood shapes, and I love that they are, there's wood, white, and orange. They're perfect. I love them. So I'm just going to fit these little stickers in. I kind of play around because I'm not sure how many I want in there, which ones I want, so go watch me play around with it. But that's it. That's the project. I like the simplicity of it. I didn't feel like it needed a bow or anything like that. It's just going to add a cute little element to my vignette.
About the good vibes, all about the good vibes.
I also wanted to let you know that I am over on Instagram. You can find me there. My name is $__mom, and I share how I decorate. I share fun deals, my hauls, everything over there, as well as pictures of all my projects. And so it's a fun place to be. So I hope you'll join me over there.
I will make you forget all your sorrows. Let go like there's no tomorrow. Let's have a drink, just relax, all your problems will fade. If you're ready for a good time, count on me. There's a party in the backyard, dance your problems away. I'm all about the good vibes. I know you're...
I found this a little thing of pine cones and little tiny pumpkins at Dollar Tree, and I was like, this is the cutest thing. Now what to do with it? So I grabbed a jar from Dollar Tree, and I'm just putting some of the moss down into the bottom, and then I'll go ahead and put this on top. I would have bought probably 2 bags and just filled this up. It's so cute, the little tiny pumpkins. Oh my goodness. And then I have these velvet pumpkin stem also from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to cut one off, and it's just going to be kind of highlighted down into the bottom there. I'm going to take these rub-ons here. This is one's also from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to use the words that are out in the middle of this this rub-on. I love the whole rub-on. Obviously, it's not going to fit. So I'm just going to rub that onto the front. Now, I thought about, again, using those leaves to rub on, but it was going to take away from the beauty of what was inside the jar, so I just left those off. But those leaves are gorgeous. I want to use them on something. I'll just finish this off with a bow, and that's it, and it's just such a cute little piece. Put maybe up on to like a riser or a candlestick, and just go along with your fall decor. I also really love this ribbon. I think I bought it last year at Dollar Tree, and it's so pretty, and I just hadn't found a good use for it, and this is perfect. I think it matches perfectly, and just another easy peasy project. When I purchased this sign from Dollar Tree, I knew I was going to pop the back off and change it. And so, like I said, I just popped this back off. It did not come off easily. The staples were in there so tight. So as you see, I kind of had to rip it off, and this is what happened. But that's not a big deal because I just took a piece of cardboard, as you see here, and I just cut it out the same size. And then I'm going to use that cute pumpkin paper, and I'm going to glue it onto this cardboard, and then I just glue it to the back, and that's it. And it just adds such a cute element, again, to this vignette.
All about the good vibes. Let's have a drink, just relax, all your problems will fade. If you're ready for a good time, count on me. There's a party in the backyard, dance your problems about the good vibes. I know you're all about the good vibes. We are all about the good vibes. We are all about the good.
Dollar Tree is carrying these ceramic pumpkins this year, and I'm just going to color the leaves here with this celery green from Waverly and a little hazelnut at the top, and that's it. And it matches, again, the vignette perfectly. This is another really easy dupe. I just took these products from Dollar Tree. So one of these little wood signs here from, I already said Dollar Tree, you know, from Dollar Tree. Even the cardstocks from Dollar Tree, it's their little like shiny one, but when you flip it over, it's like a wood color, and it matched this sign perfectly. And then this case of 4 votive holders, only $1. So I will put those down along the top, and then I'm going to put the metal word. Now, they have out right now, it says thankful, welcome, and grateful, I think, are the 3 metal words that are out right now during fall, and I didn't have any of the thankful left. So it would be a legit dupe if I would have had some of the metal left that said thankful. So I used welcome, but they do have thankful. Now I'm just using E6000 and hot glue to put these votive candles down and votive candle holders down. And then I will use E6000 to put the welcome on. Now I'm just going to put it on the contact points, which is just 3 spots. And I will use my clamps there also from Dollar Tree to hold this in place and dry overnight. That's it. That was all this project was. And I can't believe how much money they wanted for this and how easy I could make it for a fraction of the cost. So $34.99 or $3. I hope you enjoyed all the fall goodness that I shared with you today. And until next time, happy crafting!